Hi, we're going to do a video here on the follow-up to March 31st. And was it the next 9/11? No, but it was definitely a red letter day, and we'll get into that. He goes by meanings in the Back to the Future movie in which all these things were disclosed. Please note, no one caught the second date, and the first date the movie came out, in 1985, and September 11th was, you know, quite a number of years later before people figured it out. So this it's going to be a few weeks before we figure out all the meanings of the second date in that movie, which pretty much nobody caught, including myself. Um, we had this earthquake, uh, Ongjin, North Korea, and then there's Pyoksong-up, North Korea. We have Seoul here, Inchon, those islands and so forth are in here where they had all the missile stuff. This is the beginning, and here's the emblem of South Korea. We have your yin and yang symbol. We have your Pentagon, and you know that's the Baphomet. And which is interesting, the seal of the president, the two phoenixes, which are birds of prey, thunderbirds, also could be represented by the swan. Keep that in mind when we go through the different word meanings of what's going on here. Um, we have the North Korean emblem, and then you've got this mountain here, and on top of the mountain, Heaven Lake. You've got the rice harvest. They've got the two there, and red letter day, bound with a red ribbon, red communists. You got the five-pointed star, the Baphomet thing going on here, and it's also representative of the hammer and sickle. Hammer, judgment; sickle, harvest. And that's also the trident thing going on with the Malaysian flights. Then we've got that mountain that you saw underneath the star under North Korea's seal, and Heaven Lake. Then we've got the Battle of Inchon, which is part of the name meaning for where the earthquake was. One of the main things for the Battle of Inchon, this was the tide was turning, and also it was supposed to be a 50-day war by North Korea. 50 days. There's your Pentecost. Inchon means wise river. And then the Battle of Ongjin, which was around these islands. The beginning of the Korean War, which, by the way, this is where we've had two incidences with these islands. 3 is a big insignificant number. Just keep remembering that. Start of the Korean War. Can you imagine that? And was the offensive during the war. Storm. Desert Storm. We got all the things. Oh, here's the 50-day thing right here. And then we have Incheon and all with these the islands, and there's that Gyeongguan-gun. It's all in the areas, and we have under the king 3 kingdoms. I think it represents the 3 harvests. And then here we got this Pyoksong-up, and we'll go into the pie part. Pious, dutiful, the 12 popes. 12 popes. And then oak, dawn, rising sun. The rising sun is Jesus Christ. Fragrant. Sang or sung means mutual, together. rise, accent, victory, inherit. This is all from this, and here's the up. Up, obviously, in my mind, means rapture, but the heart. Then we have the tourist islands, these 3 islands, and there's some legends and folklore behind it. And we got the Korean flag. I think I just snuck that in there. Then we have, in the past week or so, they've been doing these missiles and different things, and they've had recent missile. This wasn't on the 31st, but well, the missile rocket launch was. But here's that number 3. They're Hunan 3, and this was the 3rd. There's our 3 again for the 3 harvests. March 31st, Korean the island residents and shelters. This is all Ongjin County. It's all part of that. Then we have, see, here's November 23rd, 2010, after the shelling. Remember, they did all that shelling back then, and we just had it the 31st. Whoop. And North and South exchange fire on the 31st. The shells back and forth, and they're going to do Dabu 7 had a thing where they're just going to do nukes tests. This is all the start of the Korean War, and here's these all this. The original name is that, and Ongjin, Inchon. This kind of reminds of the Petronas rock, Petra. And here we got that 3 kingdom things we talked about earlier. And then it talks about how this daughter went away and the lover couldn't find it, and then one night this, white crane, and I believe that represents the Holy Ghost, the location of the lover, and that means white crane and wings. Also means ferry. There's a ferry boat in here somewhere, in a ferry back and forth. Kind of represents the rapture to me. And the Holy Ghost, Wise River. See how all this stuff? Yeah, they want me to advertise for Facebook. And then also, it was on the 30th, but Dabu did it on the 31st, and who knows with the date timeline. They even had that earthquake on the 1st, that dateline thing, but it's on the 31st. So I consider this part of it. Race to secure ancient burial site of 3 Egyptian kings, and they says it's going to make the Tutankhamun's tomb look Woolworth's display. Who knows Woolworth anymore? How about like a dollar store or something? So here we have lots and lots of meanings for this earthquake, and I believe it was our red letter day, scarlet letter, and of course red herring too is in there, which means clown, and certainly that guy in North Korea definitely represents a clown, but we need to love him like our neighbor and stuff, because he's all got a purpose in God's kingdom, just like everybody else, and God's no respecter of persons. He doesn't love me any more or less than that guy in North Korea or anybody else. So look up, our salvation is near. But I think this is the meaning of the Back to the Future, the 9/11 warning right here for March 31st. Okay, have a good day.